Today, we are going to learn about project methodology and process. First and foremost, what is project methodology? Project methodology is a strategic level plan for managing and controlling the project. Why we need project methodology? Project methodology help to ensure the project successful and avoid any problem happen in every step by making sure what is the best phase, process, tools and technique. There are two types of project methodologies, traditional method which is waterfall and agile method which are async programming and scrum. We continue with project lifecycle. Project lifecycle is a gathering of logical stage or phase from the beginning to the ending of the project to make sure the project successfully delivered and finished. There are defined project goal, plan project, execute project, and close and evaluate project. We will cover this later after this. Then we look at the project phase. There are four types of project phase, which are phase exit, stage gate, kill point, and the last one, fast tracking. Phase exit, stage gate, and kill point happen at the end of every stage. Firstly, phase exit. The decision point at the end when the current stage get officially approved before continuing to the next stage. Secondly, the stage gate. Project is divided into small chunks with gate between them. At the end of every stage, the project is reviewed and decided whether it should continue to the next stage or not. Then, kill point. Kill point happen when project manager or stakeholder decided that the project should be stopped in its current state. Lastly is fast tracking. Fast tracking is happen when the team start the next phase without getting approval in the current state. This method is risky, so the team should be only attempt if the risk is acceptable. We continue with the project lifecycle. What is defined project goal? Defined project goal should focus on the business value to the organization. Plan for every phase of the project. Predict on how successful the project is based on how much the money is cost, the time and resources invested. Then we continue with project plan. Plan project necessary to come up with possible steps to meet the project goal. What are the project objectives and how many resources should the team use for the project and who has the control in the project. Then execute project plan. The in-charge person must make sure all the detail and scope in the project plan need to be executed to ensure the achieve project goal. Then compare the initial project plan to the progress that has been documented. The stakeholder also need to know the progress of the project to make sure that the project on the right track. Lastly, close and evaluate the project. Make sure the project has been completed based on plan, presenting the report and present to the client, and analyze what is good and bad happen to the project and learn from it. That's it for me. Thank you.
Now we will continue to the project management process group. Project management process group that has been defined by project management body of knowledge is the process that project manager used to structure project and lead them from beginning to end. Each of these phases have a specific purposes and project manager must control them to ensure project stay on track. The first phase of the project management process group is the initiating phase. In the initiating phase, they determine the vision for your project, document what you hope to accomplish through a business case, and secure approval from the sanctioning stakeholders. Next is planning phase. Planning phase is where the establishing the total scope of the project manager often use progressive elaboration techniques for planning project to allow changes over time. These are the example of the report produced by the JW Consulting intranet side project, a baseline Gantt chart for scheduling their plan. Next is the executing phase. Executing phase is about project team starts doing the work of creating the deliverables while the project manager coordinates those resources. Next phase is controlling and monitoring. This phase is where the project manager assesses the overall performance of the project and make necessary changes to keep it on track. The last one is closing. Closing phase is where all the activities is concluded at this point, and which means you need to sign off any contracts and any documents left. Moving on to the project management knowledge areas. So there are a total of 10 project management knowledge areas that take place during any one of these process group, as it coincided with the process groups phases. These knowledge areas are the core technical subject matter which is important for effective project management. So these are the 10 project management knowledge area. First one is the stakeholder management, is to manage stakeholders. Stakeholder analysis must be done to find out who they are and what are their concerns. Next one, integration management, hold the project together as it includes fundamental plans of developing the project charter, developing project roadmap, monitor and track project progression. Next one is scope management. Project scope management is a process that helps in determining and documenting project goals, tasks and deliverables and deadlines. Time management is involved in planning schedule management that contains the schedule for the project and determining who is responsible for what and the definition of the roles. Cost management is the area involved ensuring project budget cover the extent of the project and are being monitored regularly. Quality management, this area focuses on managing the quality of the project outcome to make sure that the quality standards are being met. Human resource management, this area manages the assembling of the team members of the project. Communication management, this area involves the team and stakeholders of every decision, problem and changes of the project. Risk management, risk management plans will identify how the risk will be categorized and prioritized. Lastly, procurement management, this area deals with outside procurement such as hiring subcontractors. Planning procurement management starts by identifying the outside needs of the project.
Okay, next I will be presenting about Prince2. Prince2 is stand for Project in Control Environment. The aim of Prince is to ensure that the project are well thought out in the beginning, well managed throughout and organized until the end. The Prince methodology is comprised of 7 processes, 7 teams and 7 principles based on established project management best practice. So the first one we will look at the Prince processes. In the Prince processes we got 7 principles. Which one? The first one is start project. It focus on developing a project brief. The second one is initiate project, develop the project brief into a more detailed business case. Number 3 is direct project, direct the project successfully throughout each stage. And the number 4 is control stage, the project tasks will be controlled and monitored. And number 5 is the manage product delivery, work package are developed, delivered and approved. The number 6 is manage stage boundary, it is review the status of the project. And the last one is close project, the project work is completed as planned. Next we Prince teams. There are 7 also. The first one is business case. It means that project can deliver its intended value. And next is organization. It means that role, responsibility and accountability. And the next one is risk. It means that identifying, assessing and managing risk systematically. And number 4 is quality. It's complete within standard. And number 5 is planning. It's determine whether the cost, time, quality, risk, work performance and target. And number 6 is change. It manage and control change. The last one is progress. It measure a project achievement. Next we move to the principle. In the principle they also got 7 principles. The first one is business case driven. It means that key documents that are being developed. The second one is product focus. It design and delivery of a quality of product. The third one is lesson learned. It proven best practice. And the fourth is manage the stage. It review the project progress. And the next one is adapt to the project. It tailor to the project large or small. Number 6 is manage by exception. It make decision without to ask for approval. And the last one is accountability. It means that it have clear roles and responsibility. That's it. Thank you.
Project lifecycle focuses on project management process. Under the phase of execute project plan, there is the SDLC, which focuses on the software engineering process. There are two methodologies that we can use to implement SDLC. The first one is the waterfall model. The waterfall animation is used to illustrate how one phase moves to another after completion. As its nature, it is a structured approach to software development. It requires a well-defined and correct requirements and design, making it hard and expensive to backtrack to a previous phase. The next methodology is the agile development. It is a loop of all the development activities to create a new iteration at the end of a cycle. Each iteration contains part of the fully functioning system. This allows for changes to be made easily and efficiently, making it a flexible method to develop a system. An example of the agile model is how Unilever use it to speed up their product development, where first they prioritize projects based on customer demand, second establish a detailed briefing about the project, third start working and integrate standard meetings, fourth create and test a demo for feedback and conduct a retrospective for further insight of the project. This process is rinsed and repeated until the product can be commercialized. Agile development can be approached in a couple of ways, one of which is the extreme programming or XP. It aims for speed and continuous delivery. User requirements are documented as user stories. As in the name, XP puts a lot of emphasis on programming techniques and practices. It is more of a technical approach when compared to other models. Another one is Scrum. It is, by definition, a framework intended to help create solutions for complex problems in an iterative and adaptive manner. The Scrum team consists of three roles, which is first the Scrum Master, the one ensuring compliance to the Scrum framework, second the Product Owner, the representative from the business side that is responsible for managing the product backlog, and the third one, the development team, the one delivering the product increments inside the Scrum. Iterations are made based on a product backlog, which contains all the possible changes that could be made to the product. There is a time frame of 1 month or less where the team needs to produce a potentially shippable product increment called sprint. And daily scrum is a short discussion where the team coordinates the activities for the following day.
Okay, for the next part, I will explain about learning cycle. On learning cycle, we had 4 lessons learned. So, for the first lesson learned is understand and frame the problem. Second, plan. 3, act. And 4, reflect and learn. Okay, for the first one, understand and frame the problem. For this one, we need to create a shared understanding. So, how we create the shared understanding is like, what is the we need to ask what is the problem and what are we trying to do for the team to understand. So next, for the plan, teams plan action to produce learning by answering. So we need to know what the team know related with fact to the company. Then we need to know what team thinking they know, like assumption to the company. And lastly, we need to know what team don't know in the company. So this is a question need to be answered. For the example, the facts, what we know. Company has too much inventory on hand. So next, assumptions, what we think we know. It may be an efficiency problem. So what the team don't know, that is a question to be answered is, why are inventory levels so high? So this is a plan. For the third, act. For the action is a key to learning. So only by acting do teams having opportunity to learn. We had action plan to learning. So we need to know who to do, what they need to do, and by when they need to do. For the example, who, schedule and staff. What they need to do, interview sales team to understand past, current and future trends for the company's product. When they need to do, Tuesday. So this is action work. So for the last, reflect and learn. Reflect and learn allows the teams to process what just happened during the experience. So I get the quotes from John Dewey. We do not learn from experience, and we learn from reflecting on experience. Okay, next, team learning cycles over the project life cycle. So each cycles provide the opportunity to challenging framing assumption, create new understanding, and find a radical solution. Okay, for the next one, lastly, team learning. For the team learning, we had 3: speed, depth, and breadth. So speed is a number of learning cycle complete. The more cycles complete, the more learning take place. Depth is a degree which team reframe their understanding of the original problem. So breadth is the impact of result produced by team. So that's all from me. Thank you.